I found relief.
The only migraine medication that helps treat and prevent all in one.
To those with migraine, I see you.
For the acute treatment of migraine with or without aura and the preventive treatment of episodic migraine in adults. Don't take if allergic to Nurtec ODT. Allergic reactions can occur even days after using. Most common side effects were nausea, indigestion, and stomach pain.
It's time we all shine. Talk to a healthcare provider about Nurtec ODT from Pfizer.
Welcome to the Eras Tour. Tomorrow on ET, she's back. We're on top of Taylor Swift's Paris surprises.
Magical things could happen.
Yeah. Before we go, remember Bette Midler's sitcom Bet from 2000? Yeah, it only lasted one season with Lindsay Lohan dropping out after the pilot. Well, on the Fail Better podcast, executive producer Bette blamed herself.
Lindsay Lohan left the building. If I had been in my right mind to stand up and say this absolutely
happening now.
A fifth victim in the Market Square Fiesta shooting comes forward. He says he was shot in the femur. Coming up, why his attorney says the city should have warned Fiesta goers.
Two women charged in two separate child death cases, learning their fates today and taking plea deals. Both those deals under 20 years. We'll take you inside the courtroom for those hearings.
Late tomorrow, a cold front is going to pay us a visit. I'll be back in a bit to talk about storm chances along that front and the impact it'll have to Friday and the weekend in just a bit. The News at 5 starts right now.
And right now, we're waiting on big changes to our weather.
Yeah, anytime we hear cold front this time of year, it's a good thing. Let's get right over to meteorologist Adam Caskey for the very latest. Hey, Adam.
Yeah, and don't be breaking out the jackets and sweatshirts, okay? This is a May cold front that's going to have an impact to our temperatures. We're 87 for the high temperature in San Antonio today. Behind the cold front, we'll be closer to 80 degrees for highs by this weekend, making it to triple digits along the Rio Grande. Eagle Pass right now at 100 degrees, 89 Floresville. Meanwhile, 92 in Kerrville. When you look at the temperatures, where we're still in the mid to upper 80s, that's where the clouds held tight for longer. In the 90s elsewhere. Around Lavernia, 92 degrees, 89 meanwhile in Seguin. Very humid again this evening. I think it'll be storm-free. Southeasterly wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's going to reinforce these dew points that are in the mid 70s, so very thick humidity, a lot of mugginess in the air. That's also going to lead to low clouds again, redeveloping. I know, locally you're thinking low clouds. We had them all day. They'll redevelop and get even lower with some areas of fog to start the day tomorrow. Talking more about the impacts of the cold front and storm chances along it in a few minutes.
Thank you so much, Adam. A San Antonio man with a bullet still in his leg, the latest victim to turn up from the Market Square shooting during Fiesta. If this is the first you're hearing about it, you are not alone. At the time of the shooting, SAPD said 2 men were killed and 4 bystanders, all women, were hit.
Now, just this afternoon, SAPD did confirm to us that there were actually 5 bystanders who were shot. The victim's attorney, speaking only to KSAT, tells our Daniela Ibarra that he believes the city should have done more to warn Fiesta goers.
This x-ray shows a bullet lodged into Adam Jaramillo's right thigh. His attorney, George LeGrand, says it's a painful reminder of what Jaramillo survived.
It's next to his femoral artery. I think it barely missed his femoral artery.
LeGrand says his client was at historic Market Square on April 28th when a gunfight broke out. What was your client doing at Market Square when the shooting started?
Enjoying Fiesta, like everybody else there. But he wasn't warned that there was any increase in danger. He wasn't allowed to make that decision on his own.
LeGrand says Jaramillo's friends took him to the hospital. San Antonio police had not acknowledged Jaramillo as a 5th victim until KSAT asked. They say Jaramillo has yet to provide a statement to police. The deadly shooting, one of several incidents involving guns and violence reported to police at Market Square this Fiesta.
The city knew it, and they did not do anything to either warn, inform, or protect the citizens that went there for a good time, to enjoy Fiesta.
You know, some people might listen to this and say, well, it's a public place. Isn't that warning enough?
What does being a public place have to do with a warning? How does it being a public place telling me that it could be dangerous? Why? Because the entire public area in this world nowadays is dangerous.
LeGrand sent a letter to the city saying it should have warned the public and Jaramillo of danger.
They should react to it by coming and talking to us and trying to work this out amicably. and compensating Mr. Jaramillo for all of the trouble he's gone through and will go through the rest of his life with this bullet lodged in his femur.
Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
It's important to note that one of the men killed was shot by police who responded to the initial gunfire. We reached out to the city for response to the security complaints twice via email. We have not yet heard back. Jaramillo's attorney says that if they don't hear back from the city within the next 2 weeks, they plan to file a lawsuit. In a statement to KSAT, a police spokesperson said this fifth victim contacted the homicide unit, but, quote, has not yet provided a statement to police, end quote.
Remember several dog attacks that happened last year? More than half a dozen people living in San Antonio suffered some severe injuries in those attacks in 2023, and 2 of those attacks were actually deadly. It's why District 7 City Councilwoman Marina Alderete Gavito is introducing 3 new safety measures to get dangerous dogs and their owners under control. Upping fines for repeat offenders, sterilizing loose dogs, and protecting people who report dangerous dogs are the proposed measures on the table here. The councilwoman added that this year's long problem can be largely attributed to one thing: irresponsible pet owners.
We also have to hold negligent dog owners responsible if they keep letting their dog out again and again, and ACS has to pick up that same dog again and again. That's a ridiculous use of taxpayer dollars, so we need to hold them accountable for keeping their dogs contained.
San Antonio Animal Care Services knows about the plan. In a statement, one official told KSAT that ACS is dedicated to making San Antonio a safer place for pets and their owners, and, quote, objectives aimed at increasing public safety and strengthening investigative process are key components of the department's comprehensive strategic plan, which outlines animal care services focus areas and goals, end quote. That plan was endorsed by the city council last year.
2 women charged in 2 separate child death cases getting plea deals today, less than 20 years each. Nicole Aguilar was charged with the death of her 5-year-old son. His remains were found in Colorado back in 2021. And Yvonne Perez charged in the death of a 3-year-old girl she was caring for back in 2022. Eric Hernandez at both hearings today with those plea deals getting accepted.
2 women charged with injury to a child in 2 separate child death cases, finding out how much time they could be spending in prison. Nicole Aguilar, along with her then boyfriend Daniel Garcia, were charged in the death of her son, Dominic Aguilar Acevedo. Court records show that Dominic died at a northeast side San Antonio hotel, but his body was allegedly left in a ravine by Aguilar and Garcia near the Rocky Mountain State Park.
The state of Texas versus Nicole versus Aguilar.
The state today offering a plea deal to Aguilar. The maximum per the deal that Aguilar could get is 15 years. And the tampering with evidence charge was dismissed.
What is your plea to the charge of injury to a child causing serious bodily injury by omission? Is it guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty. Aguilar will officially be sentenced on June 7th. Meanwhile, Yvonne Perez in tears as she took a plea deal and was sentenced to 18 years for the death of 3-year-old Ronnie Salazar in 2022. Salazar died from what was ruled blunt force trauma to the head. Perez was caring for Ronnie to help her mother out. That mother in court giving an emotional victim impact statement.
I will never get my daughter back. I will never have that opportunity to hear her again. I will never be able to see her beautiful smile anymore because you took that from me.
Both women are eligible for parole after serving half of their sentence. As for Aguilar, she will return to the courtroom later this month when Daniel Garcia goes on trial. At the Kidder Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Nearly 2 years ago, Takai Charles Michael was shot and killed outside of a hookah lounge on the north side. Fast forward to now, this man has learned that he'll spend the next 5 decades in prison for that murder. Aaron Trevino was initially charged with capital murder in that crime. The 50-year sentence was handed down after Trevino accepted a plea deal for a lesser charge of murder and aggravated robbery. The sentence for each of those charges will be served at the same time. 4 other suspects were also charged in that shooting. One of them is still awaiting trial.
International jet setters, listen up. if you want to leave the country next year. You may need to hear about this. The Department of Homeland Security has now finally given us a deadline to get what's called a real ID. The deadline originally set back in 2020, but it got pushed back because of COVID. So starting in May of next year, 2025, you will need what's called a real ID if you plan on flying internationally. You need to make sure you schedule your DMV appointment to go ahead and get it over with before then.
The Georgia State Court of Appeals is considering former President Donald Trump's effort to disqualify Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis in Georgia's election subversion case. The court will hear an appeal to a previous ruling that allowed Willis to stay on that case. Attorneys for Trump and his co-defendant tried to get Willis and her prosecutor Nathan Wade thrown off the case in March. The pair had a romantic relationship, and the judge allowed Willis to stay on if Nathan Wade stepped away. A trial date to hear this appeal has not been set.
The White House finally addressing the missing shipments, I should say, of U.S. bombs to Israel. More than 3,000 bombs that were set to be shipped off to Israel, we're being told, will now not be sent. A U.S. official says the explosives are being withheld over concerns that they could be used in a massive incursion into Rafah, one of the most densely populated areas inside the already cramped Gaza Strip. Israeli leaders have warned for weeks that an invasion of Rafah will occur at some point in the future and asked the residents there to evacuate. Some American leaders and others worldwide say such an invasion should be avoided. Israel says it has no choice but continuing the war against Hamas.
San Antonio police are investigating a trio of officers who responded to the wrong home while searching for a domestic violence suspect earlier this year. Alex Delgado told KSAT that he was taken to the ground and handcuffed after officers pushed their way into his southeast side home, even though he wasn't the person they were looking for.
Can you get the light on my face, please?
Portions of the altercation were captured on Delgado's Ring surveillance camera. Coming up today at 6 o'clock, Delgado describes the ordeal and steps that he has tried to take to hold the department accountable for their mistake.
Taking a look outside with TransGuide, we've got I-10 at Frio here, and you can see the traffic moving into the city is moving along, but a lot slower than the traffic leaving the city. Again, I-10 at Frio. No trouble spots to tell you about, though. Same goal, different schedules. We're going to catch up with the former and the current president as they each hit the campaign trail in two very different places. That's next on the News at 5.
Before we go, we want to mention that earlier this week, KSAT made the change to Next Gen TV, and we know that some people are still trying to figure this all out. So if you need some help, visit help.ksat.com. That's help.ksat.com. You can also scan this QR code you see here. It will take you to a section of our website dedicated to all you need to know about this Next Gen TV switch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. I'm Stefania Jimenez with a look at what we're working on for you for the news at 6 o'clock. As San Antonio begins looking at next year's budget, the stalled fire contract talks are really a burning question mark. How much the city says it may need to cut, depending on how those negotiations go. Plus, a man hired to take photos is accused of helping himself to a lot more. Investigators say he sexually assaulted a woman who may have been drugged. We're going to tell you why they fear that this may not have been an isolated case. We'll have all that and so much more when we see you on the news at 6.
All right, thanks, Stefania. President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump with very different schedules today as they inch closer to the general election in November.
Trump's hush money trial goes dark on Wednesdays, and that means he's free to campaign anywhere. But he decided to go ahead and visit with supporters at Mar-a-Lago instead. Biden campaigns, meantime, in the background in the state of Wisconsin.
Our Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook has all the details.
President Joe Biden announcing a more than $3 billion investment from Microsoft to build a new artificial intelligence facility in Wisconsin.
It's going to be transformative. not just here, but worldwide.
This new facility will be located at the same site where in 2018, then President Donald Trump broke ground on what was supposed to be a signature project under his administration, an electronics factory for Taiwan's Foxconn, which had secured billions in tax credits and promised thousands of jobs. Those investments largely failed to materialize.
They dug a hole with those golden shovels, and then they fell into it.
Meanwhile, Trump has the day off from court. On Tuesday, Stormy Daniels, the adult film star Trump is accused of trying to silence with a hush money payment, took the stand. Daniels detailed the alleged affair she had with Trump, which he denies ever happened. Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records.
I should be in a lot of different places right now campaigning, and I'm sitting here.
Trump often complains that he should be on the campaign trail when he's stuck in court. But the trial goes dark on Wednesdays, and Trump is choosing to spend this Wednesday at Mar-a-Lago with supporters who purchased multiple NFTs. Trump's NFTs include a photo of his mugshot taken after he was arrested in Georgia last year. His NFTs are not connected to the campaign. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Taking a look outside with live cam. It's still muggy out there, Adam. Give us some relief, huh?
You can almost see the humidity.
It's like you're breathing in water, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, feeling that mugginess out there. Cold front late tomorrow. That's going to get rid of some of this humidity. High temperatures back near 80 for this weekend. And we do have a few rain and storm chances to chat about. So let's get right to it with those storm chances. 20% Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Mother's Day. We up it to 40%. We think we'll see a little better coverage out there, scattered in nature, and then still some isolated activity as we get into early next week. All right, let's talk about our overall setup. We've got a cold front off to the north, and you see these red boxes? Those are tornado watch boxes in effect north of our area, just north of Austin, all the way up I-35 to Dallas and some points eastward, and even stretching into the midsection of the country from parts of Oklahoma and even Missouri eastward into Kentucky and Tennessee. That's the severe weather zone. Even the Carolinas seen some severe thunderstorms as well. As that cold front drops southward tomorrow, we'll see some storms along it, but most of it should be off to the north of us. This is noon tomorrow. Then we get into the afternoon when the instability starts to increase and the cold front drops in. Storms developing around Dallas in the afternoon and then pushing southward a bit. But the big question mark is, will any of these be able to actually make it and survive into our area? Maybe as close as Austin, we have our doubts around here. That's why we only have a 20% chance. It's one of those situations, though, if something pops up, it's likely to become strong to severe, but we don't have a lot of confidence in seeing much actually develop. We'll keep an eye on it for you, let you know if anything starts developing. Just have the notifications enabled on the KSAT Weather Authority app. Let's talk temperatures and changes on the way. 90 tomorrow, 84 the high on Friday. Then we're down to 79 for the high temperature on Saturday. Actually below average for a change. Average high temperature 85 will be below average all weekend. Where the clouds held tight, that's where the temperatures stayed below 90 degrees. So 88 Helotes, 85 Bulverde. Meanwhile, where we've had vast sunshine, Del Rio, 104. The temperature right now in Del Rio, even 93 in Uvalde. By the way, Del Rio, that's a record for the day. Tomorrow we start at 75. Low gray clouds again. That'll be hard to shake until we get into parts of the afternoon. 86 at noon, 90 degrees the high temperature. That 20% chance, the off chance of a stray storm in the afternoon and early evening. Once we get a little more sunshine in outline areas tomorrow, we should get into the 90s. But for the most part, I think locally right around 90. Saturday, low clouds fill back in, cooler, a few sprinkles, and that's about it at 79 degrees. Then on Sunday, Mother's Day, we're up to 80 for the high temperature and that 40% chance of a few showers and thunderstorms. So the best chance for some rain that's badly needed around here. Timing may not be perfect for Mother's Day, but we can still have a great weekend, right?
Of course. And, you know, a rain is a gift.
Exactly.
It's
a lot of moms would like that.
We would.
Including my mom. All right, Larry's in the studio now. We are talking the NBA draft lottery. Not quite the excitement of last year, but it's coming up.
It is coming up. So it's this Sunday in Chicago. You can watch it live right here on KSAT 12. So we all know what happened last year in the draft lottery, right? Well, we'll show you the chances the Spurs have this time around of landing the number 1 pick. And last night in the NBA, the Thunder handled the Mavs in game 1 of that series. Coming up.
The Charlotte Hornets. And that means that the number 1 pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
Spurs fans will never forget Peter J. Holt's reaction after the Spurs won the NBA draft lottery last year in big board sports. It's been almost 1 year now that the ping pong balls fell in the favor of the Spurs, allowing them to get the first overall pick last season, beating out the Pistons and the Rockets. All three had a 14% chance at the top pick. The Spurs won, and of course, they selected Victor Wembanyama number 1 overall. So the Spurs winning lotto numbers are 14, 5, 8, and 2. Now, Spurs chairman Peter J. Holt was so pumped up, he could not contain his excitement on the stage. The 2024 NBA draft lottery is Sunday afternoon in Chicago, 2 p.m., live right here on KSAT 12. And here are the teams with the 5 best odds of winning the lottery this year. Detroit and Washington sit 1-2 with a 14% chance and win the number 1 overall selection. Charlotte is 3rd at 13.3%, Portland 4th at 13.2%, and the Spurs are 5th this year with a 10.4% chance to win the top pick again. In other NBA news, Atlanta Hawks point guard Trae Young has left Clutch Sports for CAA. Young posted the news on X. Now, some are speculating this was done because some teams, like the Spurs, reportedly are not fans of Rich Paul and Clutch Sports. Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks played Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder last night in Game 1 of that Western Conference semifinal. Dallas led by as many as 3 points. The Thunder by as many as 25 in the fourth quarter. So the Mavs got within 1 point in the third, 66-65, and then OKC pulled away from there to win Game 1, 117-95. The Thunder were scrappy all game long, and it paid off down the stretch last night.
It's what we've looked like all year. Every guy has a role. In the beginning of the season, we made it a point to control what we can control in our role and in our effort and our energy, and locking in on what our role is part of that. And that's just something that we come to the building every day. We come to work every day, and we do. We try to master our role, and everybody, obviously, it looks different for. But we have a group of guys that embraces their role and tries to excel in it, and that's why.
I think just effortlessly, we need to be better through the whole game, That third quarter, we got to 1, and then I think we relaxed a little bit, so we just got to have the effort for 48 minutes.
Game 2 is tomorrow night, 8:30 in Oklahoma City.
Ursula and I are still caught up in that leather suit situation.
Right, all one color.
Yeah, now that's a fit check.
Our new word, our new favorite word.
Yeah, look at us.
All right, we'll be right back. Get your tickets now. It's our first ever Texas Eats Food Festival. It's this Saturday, May 11th at Smoke Barbecue. There's going to be 20 local chefs with food for you to sample.
Now, keep in mind, it is a 21 and up event. The event benefits the San Antonio Food Bank. Scan the QR code here on your screen to get tickets, or go to texaseatstv.com for some more information.
The nice thing is this really high humidity will be cut quite a bit for the Texas Eats Food Festival on Saturday. Look at these dew points, well into the 70s, mid 70s. It is so sticky. We'll talk more about exactly how much these dew points will change coming up at 6.
Thanks, Adam, and thank you for watching the News at 5 with us.
The World News is next. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.